A major Avengers Doomsday leak has caused a major part of the conversation to shift towards what exactly is Marvel doing and what are all these characters in the photo doing together. Now, I have a pretty good working theory, I think at least, that this is the end of the film. That what we are seeing here is literally the last moments of these heroes seeing the sacred timeline all together. Everything is being destroyed and they are in a life raft. So what we are about to talk about in this video specifically is two set photos that hit the net that reveal some interesting details. But how we got here and what's going on, well, that's the big question that I'm going to discuss in this video and break everything down for you guys. So what we got here is a lot of stuff that's recently been happening with Avengers Doomsday, and I think some of this stuff might have been overlooked because it's been dropping right alongside the release of Superman, which obviously kind of conquered the internet because, hey, it's a new Superman film and everybody wants to talk about it. So what we're going to do here is go one by one and talk about what I think is going on and how I think this is a shot from the end of the film. Now, in regards to how I think we got here, is because we know that when they started shooting, it looks like they were shooting a massive incursion, and the massive sets that were being built were large, extravagant, you could say, featuring so many moving pieces. And now we know that towards the middle of the summer, they will be wrapping this film up, taking a short break and shooting Avengers Secret Wars. Now, I'm not saying that it's shot in a linear fashion, because films aren't, but something about this to me seems different. So what we have here is two screenshots. The first one is this, a screenshot of the monitors and somebody saying he can't believe that he's watching the film be shot. And the second screenshot here featuring US Agent, Falcon, and the Thing. And if you really pay attention and look all the way down in the corner, you see Shuri, aka the Black Panther. You see her foot. So now with that out of the way, let me tell you what I think this is and why they are all on a life raft. So of course, what we saw in those screenshots was all these characters standing around in the same location. Now again, I need you to take note of the characters here. So first and foremost, we have John Walker, who is looking over what seems to be an analog control machine of some sort. Now, I mean analog as throwback. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of invisible floating LCD screens. It seems to be some sort of almost Star Trek-like control panel with giant windows in front of it, obviously in front of a blue screen. And he seems to be messing with it. This is obviously not a shot. He's just kind of looking over it. Next up, we have the Thing. He is in a full motion capture suit. This makes sense. His suit is obviously going to change, as well as the rest of the Fantastic Four suit is going to change in this film. 1, for merchandising reasons. 2, for branding the team. 3, for passage of time. So that makes sense. We also see the Falcon. Now, obviously, he's standing here. He's fully suited up. And you need to take note of fully suited up because John Walker is also fully suited up. The Thing is obviously CG, but he's fully suited up. And then, of course, you got Shuri in the corner. We can't see much of her. We see her foot. That's the Black Panther. I don't think it's the new stand-in Black Panther, but it is Shuri. And she's there on the deck of this ship, whatever it is. Now, again, as I said, I got speculation, but what I want to talk about is why these people are here specifically. Because, again, John Walker and Falcon are on opposing teams. And then you have the Thing, who is also on a slightly opposing team, right? Like, the Fantastic Four are new. And then you have Shuri, who isn't affiliated with either team. So why are they all on this ship together? And what is this ship? Well, this is where my theory that these are life rafts come in, or possibly the TVA. Now, I could see why people think it's the TVA because of the whole analog thing, and I get it. I get why people think that is. But again, this would imply that then they're deep within the TVA, and then, well, I mean, we're getting pretty far along into the film and what's happening which is why ultimately I think that this is a life raft at the end of the film, because this would make sense as it draws parallels to the comics. So let's talk about the life raft and the ending of the film. Okay, so for this to make sense, we just gotta quickly recap Time Runs Out and the most recent Secret Wars from like a decade ago, where at the end of Time Running Out, incursions start, the Secret War breaks out, and the destruction of everything and everything dying across the multiverse becomes a reality. Now, the story gets long, complicated, and convoluted, but what happens is that there are these things called life rafts. And they are essentially, in layman's terms, imagine a multi-dimensional, trans-dimensional Noah's Ark for superheroes, where they use them to escape certain death. The Fantastic Four and the Future Foundation is heavily involved, as one would expect, and well, they literally see the destruction of everything, realities merging into one another, collapsing into one another, incursions. They witness it all as the universe is reborn and rebuilt. Now, this is exactly what I think is happening in these photos. I think these photos are showing us Reed Richards' Fantastic Four contingency style plan, where, however, they end up escaping their multiverse, which seems to be still alive. More than likely, their Earth is having this incursion happen, and they need to escape and warn the others. They bring a contingency plan, which is essentially Reed trying to find a solution for survival of incursions, and they realize that we can use these rafts and load them up with specific amounts of people. He learns about the other heroes that are fighting for their universe. They go here, and he is going to give them what they need to survive just in case they lose. So at the end of Avengers Doomsday, when Doctor Doom wins, like Thanos did in Infinity War, because he has to, we have to get the Secret Wars, it's pretty easy to understand that Reed has this contingency plan where a life raft will show up, all of our heroes will be loaded onto it, including tons of multiverse heroes that are potentially joining them in that final fight. They survive. They are then showing up in Battle World, and this is how you get counterparts, which of course exist in Battle World because Doctor Doom has to place all of them. But the contingency plan, the raft, they survived on it, and now they're going to be sort of a ragtag group of heroes stuck in Battle World. So I legitimately think that the photo we just saw is from the end of the film, when we're going to see the life raft surviving, and it leaves us in a cliffhanger when they see one Earth and all of existence is just Battle World, and they're looking over it and realizing that time has ran out. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.